Yo yo yo, I'm your host J48 with 48th Century Entertainment, and I would like to present to you the Little Nightmares game review. Let's jump right into it. Little Nightmares is a single-player side-scroller horror game that was developed by Tarsier Studios and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment in 2017. The objective of the game is for you to travel through each level solving various puzzles and avoiding being captured by large grotesque monsters. To do this, you must platform across treacherous chasms and use the different items at your disposal, such as a small lighter and various items littered across the ground. The game starts you off in the middle of a nightmare where you see a geisha turn around, which causes you to suddenly awaken as a tiny girl in a yellow raincoat, named Six. Your character awakens in a small suitcase inside of a dreary dark ship called the Maw somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. As you adventure through the Maw, you will find yourself helping tiny gnomes and witnessing some gruesome scenes, while also discovering that there is something far more sinister on the ship other than the giant monsters you encounter. If you enjoy playing games with good graphics that look like they were made for next-generation consoles, then look no further, because Little Nightmares is a game that you may want to check out. Built on Unreal Engine 4, Little Nightmares graphics are absolutely phenomenal, and it looks like almost everything was taken into account when designing the illustrations for each level and the monsters you encounter while playing. The art style of each level shows an immaculate attention to detail, from the stains and trash piles on the ground to the placing and design of each floorboard, making each level a unique spectacle. Also, let's not forget about the appearance and design of the monsters that constantly chase you around on each of the levels. From having long lanky arms to having huge droopy faces, the monsters in Little Nightmares were well designed, with even the tiniest of details being shown, causing them to look extremely creepy. The gameplay mechanics for Little Nightmares provide you with an immersive and entertaining gaming experience. These immersive gameplay mechanics shine through when you interact with the objects on each level, such as levers, chairs, small blocks, and other various items you can see lying around. When interacting with the items, you can see how much Six struggles to move large, heavier objects and how much effort she puts into throwing objects that are a little smaller than her, making Six's small stature a factor when it comes to interacting with items, which generates a great amount of immersion. Furthermore, these mechanics provide an entertaining gameplay experience by allowing you to complete the game's puzzles in a creative fashion, such as putting meat through a meat grinder and throwing toys at buttons to activate mechanisms. During my playthrough of Little Nightmares, I had a lot of fun and enjoyed almost every minute of it, but I had two letdowns, which were the overall length of the game and the platforming. Little Nightmares only has a handful of levels, which only took me only a few hours to complete, and being someone who likes a good horror game, that was a huge disappointment for me. I was disappointed because the game captivated my attention and then just in the snap of a finger it was over. I was really expecting to play a few more extra levels before finally reaching the last boss. In addition to this, the part of my playthrough that I found to be the most frustrating was the way the platforming was set up for some of the levels throughout the game. The reason I found the platforming in the game frustrating was because it would always lead to me falling to my death or being captured by one of those crazy-looking monsters. For instance, on one of the levels I found myself having to run away from two chef-like monsters in a kitchen, just to end up jumping for a hook and falling to my death because my angling was off. This made the gameplay challenging, but also extremely frustrating, which is why I considered the platforming for Little Nightmare to be a letdown for me. To conclude, I had an absolute blast playing Little Nightmares, from traversing through the creepy dark levels and running in terror from the huge scary monsters to solving the puzzles and playing with the objects on the ground. Despite my minor frustrations with this game, it kept me grounded in fear and I never knew what was going to happen next. I am definitely going to consider trying out Little Nightmares 2 in the future, and I hope that it provides just as much excitement as its predecessor. Overall, I would score the game a solid 9 out of 10 and would highly recommend giving this game a try if you are able to, because there is so much fun to be had with this title. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. There will be more videos to come.